This time I came prepared. This time my glasses don't have nearly as glare as they used to. So, keeping them on this time. Oh yeah. Hey guys, this is Kirk, and today is the 6-year anniversary of Dork on Demand. And yes, I said my name's Kirk. I usually introduce myself as Donald. Let me explain on that. So, I am Donald. Donald is my first name. Donald Garrison Jr., named after my dad. But ever since I was really young, my family usually refers to me as Kirk, my middle name. And that's usually what I go by in church and a few other places, but in school and work I've usually gone by Donald, and it didn't really matter. I always kind of flip-flop back and forth, and it confuses people, but it's not a big deal. When my twin sister and I did the Kirk and Kelly's Crazy Show when we were younger, I used Kirk for my character's name just as a weird artistic way of separating us. I was always like, Donald Garrison Jr. as Kirk, and it doesn't matter. In past things I used to do in crazy productions, I used to make jokes that Donald and Kirk weren't the same person, which I kind of regret, honestly, because it's kind of stupid. So why am I introducing myself as Kirk? Well, long story short, even though I like my first name Donald, part of me still likes my middle name Kirk just a tiny bit better sometimes, and I think because I'm trying to take myself more seriously as a quote-unquote artist, I kind of just like using Kirk more as not necessarily a stage name. I don't know if it makes sense. Honestly, it's not a big deal. It's just right now on YouTube, I'm kind of wanting to go by Kirk a bit more than my first name, Donald. You can still call me Donald. I don't care. It's not like a dead name situation. But that's why in Monkey Talk, the new Dork on Demand series, I go by Kirk, and that's why I'm trying to be on brand and refer to myself as Kirk. Speaking of Monkey Talk, look who it is!
Hi. 6 years, huh? And you've barely done anything. Bye.
Alright, get out of here. Yes, Monkey Talk. So that's kind of the big thing this year, isn't it? In April, I released the teaser for Monkey Talk, the new Dork on Demand series. And I'm sure some of you are still kind of confused as to why I'm making those and what that's all about. So, let me explain on that one, right? So, Monkey Talk was a segment that I did on the Kirk and Kelly's Crazy Show. Basically, when I wanted to film something and my sister Kelly wasn't around or busy or whatever, I just did things where I flipped the camera back and forth between me and Monkey, and we talked about random stuff. It really wasn't a big deal, but it would always end with Monkey getting mad at me because I wouldn't give him bananas, and he would tackle me, and we'd go into technical difficulties, and it would end. Now, most of those Monkey Talk segments never actually made it onto the show, and one of the episodes that had the Monkey Talk segment is actually kind of lost right now. I know, Kirk and Kelly's Crazy Show lost media. Oh no! So there's only one Monkey Talk segment that you can still find if you look back at my abominations from when I was 10 years old. But for me, in my head, it was always a big part of the show. And when we did Kirk and Kelly's 10th anniversary extravaganza in 2021, celebrate 10 years of that, I brought it back for that as well. And when we did that, it always kind of stuck with me how I wrote that. I really liked what we had there. It was just me talking to Monkey about his new movie, calling him out for being artistically bankrupt, and trying to convince him that he should be in more original films, only for him to get mad and attack me because he learned that if he was doing those, he probably wouldn't make as much money. And, for the last few years, I kept thinking, what if I, made that a regular thing? I could just talk about whatever I wanted, probably mostly pop culture related, just get some fun opinions out there, and just have someone to bounce off of, because I've always loved using Monkey in my stuff. There's a reason when I started Dork on Demand 6 years ago, 6 years ago as Dork. Bad name. We talk about that every year. I had Monkey there from the beginning, trying to keep him around as a relic from the Crazy Productions days. And I've always been kind of sad that I haven't gotten to use him nearly as much as I wanted to. When Dork on Demand started as Dork, my main focus at the time was a lot of like comedic short film like stuff. And Monkey, he would appear sometimes. He was in I Can't Believe It's Not Aliens playing a character, and he was in RC Cola Man, or not RC Cola Man. No, he wasn't in that. He was in the Kirk and Kelly's 10th anniversary video. And he would show up occasionally for the old anniversary videos and a few other things. But I just didn't feel like he had the presence that I wanted him to. Anyway, leading back to Monkey Talk. Last year, during the underrated VeggieTales songs video, I mentioned near the end that I was still trying to figure out really what I wanted to do as a channel. Really trying to be more like a quote-unquote artist and make other things. And, I still want to make this commentary style videos. I actually have a new VeggieTales related video in production right now. I don't know when it'll be out. I'm trying to stop making promises. I was like, oh, this is coming out now, this month. No, because every time I do it, it doesn't work. But I want to get back into making other stuff. I've kind of resolved to the point where, like, even if other people don't really want to watch that stuff, because I know with algorithms and the audience I've built up, they're not going to be as interested in my stuff where I'm making original things. But I've decided I still want to try my best to sharpen my skills and make those things and be proud of what I make. Not that I'm not proud of the commentary style videos I've made over the past 2 years. For the most part, I think they've been pretty good for my standards, and I keep trying to be better about those. But yeah, I was really thinking about what I could do. I was like, is there something I can make on a somewhat regular basis that I could make by myself that wouldn't take that much time to make? And the whole Monkey Talk thing just kind of came back to my head. And yeah, I really wanted to start doing it at the very beginning of this year in January, but the big thing is I needed a backdrop because I wanted to sort of kind of look like a studio, maybe not like a newsroom exactly, but one of those kinds of sets. And I also wanted to have kind of a handmade, homemade feel. Like, I know my limits. I don't have the most amazing professional equipment out there. So I was like, what if I made this like a homemade thing out of just this stuff that I get out of store, just kind of put it all together, and my parents helped me put that backdrop together. I'm so glad they did, because I would have been miserable doing that by myself. But the point is, by the time I finally got that, I was able to write the script for the teaser and film all that. It came out about April, and the response from my friends and family who have known about Monkey and all my weird videos was pretty positive. And some of you guys actually commented on there too and seemed in support of that. And I really appreciate that. And so I wanted to try to make this regular thing. So far there's only been 3 other episodes out. And the reason why was because my summer job that I did this year, it took me away from home. So I just wasn't able to make them the way I wanted to, which is why my last Monkey Talk video was about Nintendo Switch 2, and I was originally writing that in June because that was the month that the Switch 2 came out, and it came out a little bit later. But I try to make up for that, and I have a Monkey Talk in production right now. I already filmed it, just need to put together. I want it to be out this coming week. I'm not going to promise it will be, because I'm really trying my best, again, not to keep saying things are coming and then they don't. Right? So, anyway, all this rambling out of the way to say that Monkey Talk has been a major focus for Dork on Demand this year, and it's going to continue to be for as long as I still enjoy making it. And, the views on those Monkey Talk videos aren't particularly great. Maybe they'll get better, maybe they won't, but at the end of the day, I'm enjoying making it. I enjoy getting my thoughts on pop culture out there, and I enjoy the dynamic I have with Monkey. Like, sometimes, you know, my character gets all high and mighty and self-righteous, being like, oh, I know what's best. You would know quality if it slapped you in the face. And sometimes he has a point, and sometimes he's wrong. And sometimes, as you see in the Switch 2 video, he can be a bit of a hypocrite. And then Monkey is usually the one who, I would say, he really only cares about success. But again, sometimes Monkey has a point. Like in the Lilo and Stitch remake video that I made, his point is, yeah, maybe Disney is being creatively lazy, but is it really a big deal if people are watching the movies? Why are you making a big deal out of people watching it? Like, I want it to kind of be a thing where it's like, Kirk isn't always right, Monkey isn't always right, and the conflict that comes in between their disagreements and their big personalities, like, that's where the comedy comes from. And I do want to expand it eventually to be more than just talking about pop culture, but I'm trying to start out small. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun making it. Hopefully we'll see quite a few more videos come out now that I'm back from my summer job. Back at my fall job that I've had these past few years, and it's still one of the best, if not the best job I've ever had. As for life updates, not a whole lot, honestly. I think the big thing I can say this year is this is the first year I've had since leaving college where things have gone relatively smoothly for me. I graduated college in 2023, which, was already following up on my car accident from 22 and all that did to me. And in 2023, I was really struggling to figure out what I was going to do after college, and it was really scary for a while. By the end of 2023, I felt like things were going to be okay. But in 2024, my grandpa's health was failing, and taking care of him, it was hard. It was very hard. And that made the first half of 2024 very difficult for me to work on anything creatively or really think about much else. And I love my grandpa, and there's nothing bad with him on that, but it was hard. And this year, though, things have been pretty smooth. I've been able to constantly find work during the year. I've been enjoying creating Monkey Talk, and, on my life, on that end of the things, that's about as exciting as it gets, but I really can't complain. One thing about 2025, though, is that even though my year and my personal life has been going pretty well, I know things have not been so well for many, many people this year. It feels like every day you just see something in the news and online that, without going into specifics, you just know there's just so many things right now that just stink. And it feels like a lot of people are suffering, and a lot of other people just get angry with each other, and it's just not a great time right now, it feels like. And so not only do I try to remember how grateful I need to be for what I have and the place I'm in, but I also want to keep making things just to help people get through hard times. I know in the past when I've gone through hard times throughout my life, sometimes playing a really good video game or watching a really great show or even just a great content creator on YouTube has helped me get through that. You shouldn't use it, you shouldn't rely on it to be the only thing that makes you happy, and it shouldn't be an unhealthy escapism, but it can make those heavy moments a little lighter. And so that's what I'm trying to do. Even if not that many people watch my stuff, even if just a few people can watch my stuff and it helps them feel a little bit better, that's great. And that's why I want to keep doing with my stuff. And so yeah, I don't know. This has been a really rambly video, and it isn't much probably, but these update videos, sometimes I have a lot to say, sometimes I don't. I have decided, officially by the way, that this is how I'm going to do the anniversary videos for the time being. Because my first 2 years I did try to like make it scripted and do more with that. But honestly, I kind of like this personal approach, just talking to you guys, getting my thoughts out there, even if I'm rambling a lot. And this is probably how it'll be. And with Monkey Talk kind of replacing a lot of that scripted stuff, I feel like that's reasonable. But yeah, as for Monkey Talk, expect a few more episodes throughout the year. Expect to see a VeggieTales video sometime soon. Hopefully that'll be out not too much longer, but we'll see how it is. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers. It wouldn't take that much longer if I just made a few more videos that the algorithm likes. But I'm not so worried about subscribers and views anymore. I think with all the things that we see, with changes going to YouTube that aren't very good, and how many content creators are suddenly a lot worse off financially than they used to be, I don't think this is something I really want to make into a career. But it is a platform that I want to keep using to make things. And, I'd love for my stuff to go outside of YouTube in the future, but I also realistically know that may not happen. So I'm just glad that I get to keep making things to go out there for people to watch, and I hope you guys will stay with me in the journey. So, yeah. Thank you for 6 years of Dork on Demand. It's been good. Here's to our 7th year that we're going to have, and, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you eventually. Bye.